You can actively do everything you need to do to transform your life. But if you don't deal with the barriers to breakthrough, you will not be able to see that breakthrough. Today I want to talk to you about 3 things that might be holding back your breakthrough. So to start us off, the mind. This is by far the biggest breakthrough barrier. The battle is always in your mind. We are told, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. If we are not rewiring our minds, if we are not adjusting our thinking, we cannot go wherever our mind hasn't gone. We cannot see that breakthrough, because there is always constantly something blocking our breakthrough. Our mind is constantly working. It actually works against us. It's working to protect us, but actually if it's unrenewed, it works against us. So our minds are and can be the biggest barriers to our breakthrough. Our minds limit us. That is where any limitations we have are, and that is where any limitations we put on God are. That's where they start. So if you want to see the breakthrough, you have to look at what's going on in your mind. Your transformation, your breakthrough will not come unless your mind is renewed. Now, what am I talking about, renewing your mind? An example is, there are people out there who are doing the same things as you, or who are even less skilled than you, but are able to get paid far more. And that's down to what they think in their minds and what they really believe about themselves. What goes on in our minds affects what goes on in our hearts, because we consider it and we think about it and we mull over it, we meditate on those things, and eventually they drop into our hearts and become the things that we believe about the world, about ourselves, and about the people around us, and they affect what then comes out of us and what we are then able to do. Our minds will affect our growth, they will affect our faith, they limit what we are able to achieve, and they affect how we see other people and what we think of them. And they will also affect how other people see us and what people think of us. People see our value from how we are. They judge our value from how we judge our own value. They judge us by how we see ourselves. If we value ourselves, we carry ourselves in that way that says we are valuable. And we carry ourselves in a way that says we are worth more. We do not settle because we believe that we are worth more and we can achieve more. However, when we don't believe that and when we don't think that, then people pick up on that and they begin to treat us and behave towards us in the way that we have allowed them to, or in the way that we ourselves have thought of ourselves and believed about ourselves. So our minds will also show us the things that are coming. They will show us what is in our future. So if you are focused on negative things happening to you, if you are focused on, I can't get that job, I can't do that, this relationship will never be better, this relationship will never change, we will never get to where we need to be or where we want to be. If you're focused on that, that is where your mind will take you. You've heard it said, or you may not, but it has been said, your life will always move in the direction of your most dominant thought. You cannot be successful when you're always thinking about failure. You cannot get that breakthrough when you're always thinking about, can't believe I'm still in this situation. I'm still dealing with this. You will remain there until you begin to think of and see yourself somewhere else, in a place where you have got that breakthrough, because you open up the doors then to whatever it is you need to get to that breakthrough. The second barrier that I want to talk about today is that unworthy feeling like you don't deserve it, feeling like you are not worthy, feeling condemned, feeling like you've done too many wrong things. And I've shared this one before. If you feel like you've done way too many wrong things, you feel unworthy, it will never happen to me. Again, it's something that's in the mind initially and eventually drops into our spirit and becomes something that we believe, and that will stop us. It will become a barrier because somehow we can no longer activate our faith to bring about the things that we want to see, because we don't believe that we're worth it. But in addition to that, what it does is, even our efforts are affected. If we really don't believe that we are worthy, if we really don't believe that we're worth something, we don't push in the same way, we don't fight in the same way as we would if we believed in what we were fighting for, and if we believed that we are worth it, that we do deserve it. So that's another area that you really need to be watching out for and thinking about. Again, it starts in the mind. Go back to the mind, renew it, find affirmations, find scriptures that really tell you about your worth, and begin to grow your mind, begin to grow your spirit in that way. And as you do that, you will see yourself changing first, and as you change, circumstances around you will begin to change. Now, another barrier, the third barrier that I want to talk about, that I have seen time and again, is having options. If there is another option, if there are many options about, then again, you will not fight, you will not pursue that breakthrough in the way that you should, in the way that is required for you to achieve it. You will not pursue that success because you constantly have your mind on something else. You constantly know. In the back of your mind, do you know what? This can fail. It's okay. There are other options. So if you were, for instance, in a relationship, but you have other options, okay, it's fine, I can get. You are not going to fight for it in the same way that you would if this was your no. There's no other option. This is where I am. This is what I'm committed to. It applies even in our careers, even in our businesses, the things that we pursue. If I am all in, I will do everything that I can to make sure that I get to where I need to be, to make sure that I get that breakthrough. But if I'm not, and there's another option, there'll always be something holding me back. And so I'll never give 100%. I will never give 100% unless I'm also fully in and I have cut out all options. Yes, sometimes there is a need for us to give ourselves other options. It might be the healthiest thing to do. However, what I'm saying is, where you are committed to making something work and there is a breakthrough you have been waiting for, check out whether you've given yourself other options, and so it means that you can't fight as you should. If you have, then that's probably a barrier that has become a barrier to your breakthrough. I love to think about it in terms of the soldiers when they go out to war. They have no other option. There is no two ways about it. There's no, maybe. No, they're in the battle and they will fight, and they know that walking out our life is dependent on them fighting in order to stay alive. And so they will do exactly that. And that's how it is with our life situations, that we have to get to that place where we realize that, hey, whether we succeed or not can sometimes be a question of, am I going to fully commit to making sure I succeed in this? Or am I going to keep my options open? And if I do, am I prepared to wait and see no results? Because I can't fight. I'm too thinly spread, or my mind, I'm half in, half out. I can't fight as I ought to. So I'm interested to know if you feel like any of these have ever been barriers for you, or if you've identified any areas in your life where you think, yes, this has been a barrier, or you can actually share some of the barriers that you've seen in your life in the past and how you've dealt with. But I'll be interested to hear from you on that subject. I hope this video has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching.